to go, and we're already excited where they've come in just the last 4 months. So with that, we had several people that came into town. We had about 65 people that were invited to spend the afternoon on a gentleman's boat that has just come on into Darren Miller's business. Darren Miller is one of the top presidentials of the company, and you guys have all heard him. He's been on his webinars. He does a tremendous job of sharing what we're doing with GoFun Places. Well, he brought on a gentleman by the name of Howard. Okay, he brought on a gentleman who owns a 150-foot yacht, and I'll tell you, this thing was built from the ground up for this gentleman, and I'll tell you, it's all about luxury, and we certainly got to live up to, we certainly got to experience the lifestyle this weekend, all weekend long. And so we had about 65 people join us for a whole day out there on the water on this yacht, and we did a presentation. We had the whole executive team, and a lot of memories were created, and you guys are going to start seeing some of those photographs, and we're looking forward to doing more and more of these. So I wanted to bring just a couple of people onto the line to share a little bit about what they got out of spending time with Mike Driggers, spending time with our executive staff that you guys are going to hear more about, and spending time with the other GoFun people that were on this yacht. So we're going to head over to Salt Lake City. We've got a tremendous leader out of Salt Lake City. Boy, this guy is a blast to be around. His personality is fun. So he's spent the last 25 years in business development and business investing, investment banking, and he just loves working with people. And he's built enormous organizations and been a part of network marketing for a couple decades. So without further ado, I'm going to bring to the line our good friend and Senior Vice President, Mr. Chris Kirch. Chris, can you come to the line?
Hi, Wendy. Hi, Lyndon.
Hello.
Hello. Party animal here.
We are excited that you were able to make it out, and if you can just share with everyone in 2 minutes or less what you gained from spending the weekend with the executive staff and spending some time just in a relaxed setting with all of us this weekend, we'd love to hear your thoughts.
Well, I wanted to let you know that I've been out getting my GoFun Party Animal T-shirts made to pass out to all my friends, and it has been unbelievably fun. You know, for many years, the one thing I've learned in doing business development and investment banking is that relationships are the most important part of anything. And the relationships that you have here with Mike Driggers and this group of people is phenomenal. I sincerely believe that it is really going to change the world of direct sales and network marketing because of the influences you put together. It was fun for me to come down to the San Diego trip. We actually drove in a car, which was humorous. There were 4 big guys. We drove down there just to be a part of this event and be part of this relationship, and had the most phenomenal experience. And being with you and being with that group was very exciting and fun. But the most powerful thing that came out of it, by the way, I should mention, what a thrill tonight. There were 4 of us. I brought 3 guys and 1 who couldn't come. All 4 of them have committed tonight to put in $12,500 to get this business kicked off in a big way, because they don't want to miss the opportunity. And the big thrill that these events create, what was so powerful for me that, you know, I've never seen this, was one of the opportunities of a lifetime, to be down there on that boat when an older gentleman, 75 years old, worth hundreds of millions of dollars, and we asked him the question, why does a guy like you want to be in a deal like this? And his answer was very, very powerful, and is the foundation to me and the inspiration of where this is headed. He said, 1, I like to find things that are cutting edge, that have a chance to change the world, and I want to be part of it. 2, I like to find things that are fun, that I can do with my friends. It's not just about the money. It's about being part of something that's fun, that gives your life more meaning. And that was powerful. But then the most powerful of all, he said, you know, there is one other thing. And he said his son is 38 years old and is a paraplegic. And how important it is for him to be able to create a business together where he as a paraplegic can do something and they can do something together on the computer that not only can work for his son, but can work for all of his son's friends, and to build that bond and the power that comes from that. And to me, you know, that's what life is really all about. And that's when life becomes really, really fun. What a thrill it was to see that happen over the weekend, and then to come back home and see the fire in the eyes of the friends that participated in that. You can see why this really is going to be a world-changing event and one of the biggest things to hit the market. So I'm really thrilled and excited that we all have the opportunity to be at the beginning of this major movement. That's my story. Watch out, world.
Thank you, Chris Kurtz, and congratulations on the growth of what you're doing up there in Salt Lake City and changing lives. So let's move over. We're going to check in. We're going to move across the state back over up north. We're going to go to Coeur d'Alene, and we are going to Idaho, and we're going to check in with one of our senior vice presidents who's just on the cusp of becoming a presidential. And boy, I'll tell you, he's got decades in this industry. He is a seven-figure earner, and he needs no further introduction. Many of you know him know his name from being around the industry. So without further ado, I'd love to bring to the line our good friend Troy Stevens. Troy Stevens, come to the line. Are you there?
I'm here, Wendy, and thank you so much for inviting me to the call.
Oh, excellent. Well, you know, I know you were there at the very beginning. You took your own private plane to fly in and look at the soft launch, and I know, you know, we're attracting some interesting people that you know, really don't need to work any longer, but they're doing it because they can help so many people. And so I just wanted to hear from you what you got out of this weekend, and really getting to know some of the executive staff that has come on board and spending more time with all your GoFun people.
Absolutely. Well, Wendy, to start it off with, we did have dinner as a group, and that was very powerful to get all those guys back together again. But, you know, it was that night, Friday night, that it was just the fire was relit as far as what we have here, sitting down with the new members of the executive team and hearing what their focus is. I mean, we all kind of have different questions about what's going on behind the scenes, and, you know, even the leaders do at times. But with the weekend we just had, we all should feel comfortable that we have a very bright future and a long future. These guys are setting us up for the long term, and I know that's what we're all looking for, something to plant our feet and stay there for a while. And I really believe that we have something here, guys, that we can build and spend some time here and enjoy the efforts we put in instead of having to look for another home. You know, my saddest part is that we weren't all there, because it's back to the mid-'80s at network marketing, and I've been around the world to these different events. This event we just had is true. I mean, the vision, the lifestyle that we saw with Howard, absolutely amazing. And I happened to, you know, have one of my reps on the boat there. Joe Slavinik showed up, and we spent a night with him prior to the event. Joe became another senior vice president, so we're excited about him and his new rankings. But guys, we really need to just put the focus in now. I know that all of us know that, you know, startups, as far as starting a new company, it always is tough for us. But it's time to put the energy in now, because what we have in the future is just going to be absolutely amazing. So it was my pleasure with Wendy and Linton and everybody there. But my belief level is higher than it's ever been for anything out there in the network marketing world. So I'm very excited to be a part of it, and I think you all should be too. Back to you, Wendy.
Excellent, Troy, and congratulations to Joe Slavinik, and he just got promoted to Senior Vice President. That is awesome. More and more, each and every day we're hearing all these new people that, well, actually, they've been with us for a couple of months, but basically they've moved through like 7 ranks in just a couple of months, which is incredible with GoFun Places. So congratulations, Joe. So next we're going to move over to Kansas City, Missouri, and I'll tell you, you guys have heard a lot from this gentleman, but he had a couple of events. He practically spent the whole week with Mike Driggers and the executive staff, so we're excited. We got to spend a little more time with him and his amazing wife, Kim, and boy, I'll tell you, he really brings the energy, and he's got decades of helping so many people, whether it's just making an extra $500 or whether it's making life-changing income. I'll tell you, Kent and Kim have certainly made their mark across the globe on so many families, and they're doing it again right here with GoFun Places. So let me bring to the line our incredible presidential Kent McLaughlin. Kent, can you share with us a little bit about the last couple of events that you've had with Mike Driggers this week?
Well, Wendy, how you doing?
Excellent. I'm so fired up.
Well, everybody, I tell you what, it's so amazing to be on this call and hear the people on there, and I was with Troy and Wendy, and you know, we had you know, several dozen people on the I like to call the boat, but really when they're that big, they call them a ship, and we were having you know, really a lot of fun, enjoying the lifestyle. But here's what I can tell you, what really came out of it. What really came out of it is we had business people from all sorts of fields, and we had people there talking and laughing and joking and having fun. But once we got down to the bare knuckles of what we do and how we do it and how we give away the lifestyle dollars and people get the products and the services and everything, and how we can override you know, Australia and Russia, when it all boiled down to all the different kinds of business people from all different, you know, things, they all said, you know what, this makes sense. Wendy, they all just said, this makes sense, and this is the best customer gathering system I've ever seen, and it just made so much sense because there's so many people there that do not ever have to work a day in their life, but they see a way where they can help more people, but they also see where they can have fun and make a lot of money too, helping all sorts of people. So really the biggest thing that happened this weekend, you know, we had a lot of fun with a lot of great people, but it just showed me even more validation of what we're doing when business people from all walks of life said, every one of them said, this just flat makes sense what you're doing. It's new, it's different, it's thinking outside the box, and it is the new way of the future of customer gathering to build an awesome company. So really that's what I have to say. It's just I'm so excited to be here. We got a company that makes so much sense, and everybody gets to win every day if they'll do just a little bit with us. Wendy, back to you.
Fantastic, Kent. Well, I'm not going to let you go that quickly. I'd love for you to share. You know, I had some guests that we sent over to Kansas City. We said, man, Senior Vice President Lance Baker and Presidential Kent McLaughlin and his wife Kim are throwing this amazing overview. Mike Driggers is flying into town. You've got to go check this out. She drove 4 hours through a snowstorm to go hear about GoFun Places. And boy, she said, Kent, you brought the energy, and Mike broke it down, and now she really gets what GoFun Places is all about. So can you just share just for 1 minute about the event, and all of you out there, we want to start doing events in your hometown, so you know, raise your hand and send an email into customer support, and we'll get Mike out to your city. So with that, can you just touch on the Kansas City event?
Well, sure, Wendy. You know, it was an awesome event, and it was right after a major snowstorm, and we still had a packed house because, you know, another thing we've learned is everybody's hurting. Everybody wants to learn how to make more money, and there's so much money out there waiting. You just have to show them why they need to be doing it. And then there's people have means, they have ways, but they're not willing to give that up, and you know, for the traditional network marketing or the traditional way of doing business. They want something different, something new, and something that makes sense that can really get them ahead. And that night, you know, I think really, Wendy, everybody was on and did a great great job. And you know, I had my good friend Jim Carter. He's 85 years old, had several guests there, has put several people in since then. He's doing a phenomenal job, and he got up and said, you know what, I feel like I'm 35 again. Let's take this to the world. And, you know, we're seeing that everywhere. It's breathing life back into people who thought, you know what, I'm just going to have to learn how to survive. Well, we're not going to teach you just how to survive, everybody. We're going to teach you how to thrive. And it all boils down to giving away money on the internet every day and teaching other people how to do the same thing. Wendy, back to you.
Oh, outstanding. And if you missed that Kansas City event, guess what? They're growing like wildfire, so they're going to attract Mike Jurgens to come on back to do his Compress and Explode very, very soon, so stay tuned. So listen, everybody, we've got some great things going on this week. We've got the Tuesday webinar. That is the one and only opportunity webinar that you can invite guests to live. They can join us tomorrow night, 6 o'clock on the West Coast, 9 o'clock on the East Coast, and hear why we're so excited about GoFun Places and the people behind it and what's in it for them if they choose to come on board with us. Then Wednesday night, we've got the product training. We've got Lance Baker, the Senior Vice President Lance Baker, is going to be leading us in a new product training coming this Wednesday. Then on Saturday, we've got the Getting Started training. We've got a requirement training which goes into effect this month. You've got all month long to make it happen, but you'll definitely want to look in your back office beginning tomorrow for the 22-minute 2 customer requirement and 1% requirement when if you're participating in the Business Builder Bonus Program. And just watch that recorded webinar. It's going to give you all the details. There's nobody on this line that can't accomplish it before the end of this month so that they can continue earning the maximum amount with GoFun Places. Then, of course, we've got 2 incredible opportunities every Tuesday and Thursday at lunchtime on the West Coast, that's noon, and 3 o'clock on the East Coast. We've got Presidential Kent McLaughlin that you can tap into. Listen to an 8-minute overview. It's just very quick. You just dial into the corporate conference line, the regular old PIN, invite some guests. If you can't be on the line, just make sure your guests get on the line or 3-way them on. It's only 8 minutes. It's a great time to take a little break if you've got a busy work day, and they're going to start to learn why you're so excited about GoFun Places and where we're going with this. So with that, we're going to conclude tonight's corporate leadership update call, and we look forward to seeing all of you and your guests on the Tuesday opportunity overview. Good night, everybody. We look forward to going some places with all of you.